So, Shan, the thing is, it is pretty much settled. And some contest it. I just heard, Senator Blumenthal contesting it with Wolf. But legally, you can't indict a sitting president, right? If that's the case, then this is political. This is in the hands of Congress at this point, Shan. Or do you see it differently?
I think ultimately it is going to be political. I think Mueller is a conservative prosecutor. I think the Southern District is not going to try to make any new ground by trying to indict the president. And I think it does end up being the question of, does this add to the impeachability of Donald Trump? And I think an interesting question related to that is ultimately when Mueller's report comes out, which is not about this particular case, how does he handle this information? Does he need to include it in it as well? And I think that's, a troubling question for him.
I mean, Frank, to you, isn't the best case scenario here tonight for the president, the best case, that at the very least he didn't hire the best, that at the very least the president hired admitted and convicted felons? Did I miss anything? I mean, that's what keeps reverberating in my head.
No, I'm just laughing, but we also need to say one other thing about Michael Cohen, which we haven't, which is we do not know for a fact that he's not yet going to cooperate in some measure with Robert Mueller. That was sort of left out there. It's not part of this agreement. It certainly seems less likely than it did a month ago. But if you follow the reporting on this closely, it remains an open question as to whether Michael Cohen will talk to Robert Mueller, whether he has anything to say, and whether Mueller would then turn around and recommend a lighter sentence. So that chapter of the story is not over.
Good point.
And the president remains exposed in that fashion.
So, April Ryan, to you, the president, remember, was calling all of this a witch hunt over and over again. He said it on April 9th when Michael Cohen's, apartment was raided by the FBI. Well, now this is a quote-unquote witch hunt, according to the president, with a guilty plea and an admission in front of a federal judge by Michael Cohen. And the president continues this language tonight afterwards. Does it work for him politically?
Well, it works for his base because the president's poll numbers are very high with his base as it relates to Russia. But again, I've said it over and over again. This is not about theater. This is not about a reality show that's played out, produced by the White House on taxpayer dollars. This is about the rule of law. And this is about an election process that has been going on for hundreds of years and now has been tampered with by Russia, and then also maybe with some of those who are close inside the camp of the Trump circle to pay off, to get loans, to pay off a porn star and a playboy, whatever you call her, to pay these women off to try not to influence an election with information that they may have. These are serious allegations, and the president could indeed, as he calls this a witch hunt, could be named an unindicted co-conspirator to this elections issue that Michael Cohen is facing.
Thank you all.
Simple as that.
Don't go anywhere because there is a lot of breaking news tonight.